Hi guys, welcome to the Totally Magic YouTube channel. If you've never been here before, then welcome. And if you'd like to click the subscribe button and also the little bell next to it, that way you're notified every single week when we upload a new trick. This one is called the Inexplicable Card Trick. It uses 2 packs of cards, a blue and a red. Let's take a look at the blue ones first of all. Okay, so from the blue cards, let's just give them a quick shuffle because, well, in fact, you're going to choose a card from here, not physically, but mentally, in just a moment. I will show you the cards because I know some of you at home like to freeze frame and go through to prove that I have got 52 regular cards, all different, and they really are. So those cards are going to go just here. As I said, we'll come back to those in a moment. We have an identical pack which is made up of red backs. There you go, red backed cards. Again, 52, all different playing cards, and again we can give these a quick shuffle if we need to. What I'm going to get you to do is to mentally select a card from one of the packs. Let's say the blue. You're not going to touch it or take it or call it out. You're just going to think of one of the cards. 52 cards in the pack. I'm going to flick the cards. I'm going to look away and you just tell me when to stop. Okay, just call stop. Stop there. Now, do you want that card or would you like to carry on? You want to carry on, okay? Stop there. Do you want that card or do you want to carry on? You're happy with that card. You can change your mind, and it is important that you give them the choice to change their mind of any of these cards. We'll give them another quick shuffle just to mix them up in case you think they're in any particular order. We come to this pack here. You see, you're now thinking of a card. Now I'm going to think of a card, your card. You see, I'm going to go through these 52 cards. Yeah, I think that top card is your card. In fact, I'm thinking that it's invisible. And I'm going to take your freely chosen card. You haven't told me what your card is. And I'm going to drop it over here. Yeah, I think that's what I've done. What I'd like you to do is take the cards and deal them face up into a pile, but count out aloud as you deal the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Okay, so take the cards and look for your card and stop when you find it. Now, just to save time, I am going to deal the cards in chunks, but if you can imagine that someone's dealing the cards one at a time, looking for their card and calling out the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they will deal the cards until they get about halfway, at which point you say, hang on, you haven't spotted your card and we've dealt 28 cards. So that we can help you, can you tell us the card for the first time? What is the card that you were mentally thinking of? And they will say, well, I was thinking of the Ace of Diamonds. Okay, carry on dealing the cards and they will go through the rest of the cards, counting them, but they will get to 51 cards and stop and realise that out of all of the 51 cards they haven't found their card. Impossible as it seems. You see, the reason being is your card, which you've now told us is the Ace of Diamonds, is no longer there, because if you remember, I thought about removing it and dropping it in here. If we take a look at these cards, we did have 52. If we were to count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, we realise we got an extra card. There's 53 cards here. if we go through, what was your card again? The Ace of Diamonds. Can you see the Ace of Diamonds in here? And there it is there, the Ace of Diamonds. I know it seems impossible that among all of these cards that we've already examined, this really is the card that you were thinking of from the red pack. And that is the Inexplicable Card Trick. So here's the method for this particular effect, the Inexplicable Card Trick. It's one of those effects that when people see it, it just blows them away. Now I know as magicians watching this, you're probably going to think, yeah, it wasn't bad. But trust me, it's a great effect. I've done this for a long time now. However, it does require at least 3 decks of cards, and it does require a bit of time setting it up. Now I'll be honest with you before we start, it may seem very confusing when I'm trying to explain the setup. Trust me, it's easier to do than it is to watch me try and set it up. But it is worth it. What you require is a Svengali deck, and I'm sure as magicians watching this, you've all got 2 or 3 packs of these kicking around. You can pick these up real cheap. Every magician I know owns at least 1 pack of Svengali. You also need a couple of packs of regular cards, but I've got them as opposite colours to my Svengali. You'll just have to adjust yours to suit. So because my Svengali deck is a blue back, I've got a couple of red decks as well. I do suggest you watch this back a couple of times to get your head around the setup. Let's remove the Svengalis. They are all blue. The first thing you need to do is to get rid of the duplicate cards. Now in this deck, they're all the 9 of spades. So what I'm going to do is to get rid of all of those. I don't need those cards. So I've got rid of all of these. Now one thing to be aware of is this particular pack is what's known as a reverse Svengali. If you don't own a pack of these, you can make these quite easily. I don't need these 26 duplicate cards, so I'm going to get rid of those. That leaves me with 26 cards which are shorter in length. Okay, so these, anyone that knows how the Svengali works will know that the cards are shorter in length. This is a reverse Svengali. Okay, so bear that in mind. Once you've got these 26 cards, what you need to do is from a red deck, you're going to look for these 26 cards and remove them. And let me just get all of these, and there they are. I've already done this. So here, these 26 cards match all of these. Okay, they match all of those. Now, why do I need all of those? Well, because these cards will never be chosen by the spectator. In other words, when you look at these 26 cards, they will never be selected. Okay, so bear that in mind. I'm going to take the 26 red back cards that match these, put them there. I also need another 26 of those. So from another pack, I've got the 26 cards again, and I've done this beforehand, so these match these 26. Okay, I've now got what appears to be a regular deck of 52 cards. actually it's made up of 26 and 26. Remember I said to you that no one's going to select any of these. What are they going to select? Well, with the remaining 26 cards of one of your red packs, these are going to go alternating between each blue. Okay, so they're going to alternate between each blue. So now we've interweaved all of these, we've got a pack that contains red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. And because of the way Svengali works, with one card being longer than the other, that when you flick the cards, it will show just the blue. Okay, you'll notice during the performance, that's how I handle the cards. I flick the cards to show all the blue cards, like that. Now, what happens is, when I flick these in Svengali style, so whichever one they stop me at, whether or not it's this one, say the 10 of diamonds, that is going to be one of those 26 red cards. Okay, so they can have any cards, so when you flick these and get them to memorize one of these, they can stop, or you can just flick and get them to think of one of those cards. Any one of those 26 cards they see is going to have a red back. So now you can see what's going to happen. Let's say they stop on this one, the 10 of diamonds. Okay, so they've picked the 10 of diamonds. You can put these down. This pack here contains 52 cards. So what you need to do is, before you start the performance, get rid of any one of them. It doesn't really matter. You can now see that when I go through these, because these 26 and these 26 are all the blue backed cards from here, they're never going to pick one of these. So when you hand these to a spectator to start to deal them, they're never going to see the 10 of diamonds. It's not going to be there. So what I do is, when you spread the cards early on, nobody's going to notice there's duplicates. So here's a performance once you've set these two decks up. You go through, you show these are blue, and why wouldn't they be? They came from a blue box. You don't have to make a big deal about this and say, look, I've got blue cards. People can see they're blue. You've flicked through them. They've seen you remove them from a blue box. Don't forget, most of magic is perception, the perception that the audience see. They've seen they're blue. Then when you show these ones, do it in the same way. You've already spread these to show 52 faces, because there are genuinely 52 faces, and you say we've got 52 cards here. You've then gone on and flicked the cards to show them. They think of a card, let's say they think of the Queen of Diamonds. Encourage them to change their mind. You want to, at this point, make sure they feel they've had a free choice. Put those down. You then show the red cards in exactly the same manner. So you will spread these face up. Nobody will notice there's two of each card. Trust me. Gather them up. And don't spread them this way, because you didn't do this with the blue cards. You just dribbled the cards. So keep it consistent with your handling. Okay, so you show those. You then do some sort of magic with this, saying I'm going to remove one card invisibly and put it over here. Give the cards to a spectator. They will then begin to deal the cards over, counting as they go. They will not find a Queen of Diamonds in here. Now, as they go through, counting. When they get to about 27, 28 cards, they've gone just over halfway, just say to them, hang on a minute, stop. You haven't seen your card so far. It's not there. What I'm doing here is a little bit of a delay tactic. So that they've forgotten what they've seen in here, just in case somebody does spot a duplicate, you want to delay the proceedings. So you grab these and you turn them over and say, so you haven't seen your card yet. You've gone through half the pack. You can then say, I tell you what, this other person deal them, or get them to deal them again and say, what was the card? So it's at this moment, it's the first time they're telling you which card they thought of. Okay, in our case, it was the Queen of Diamonds. So now you say, can everyone look while we continue counting? So they continue counting, 29, 30, 31, 32. And when they go through them all, they're amazed to find they get to 50, 51. 51 cards have been dealt. And they haven't seen their Queen of Diamonds. Okay, so that's the first thing that fools them. 51 cards. You then turn to these cards and you're going to spread these face up. And you say to them, there's an extra card here. We had 52. We now have 53. What could that extra card be? There isn't 53 there. To be honest, if you really want to count these, I think it'd just drag the trick out too long. Just say there's 53. Look for your Queen. There it is. This is going to be a red backed card, and I just drop it on here. As you gather these up, you can do a dribble of the cards as you put them down. I don't think it needs it. They saw them earlier, blue back, and there's the red back card there. It's a great invisible transposition. It's got everything going for it, this trick. As I say, it takes a while to set up, but I think it's worth it as an opening trick or as an ending trick.